Hi there. All right, welcome to the stream again. It's been a long time. I am here to spend a little time in the HondaJet for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This has been one of my favorite 2020 aircraft. It's been lovingly brought over to 2024, and I have some new special hardware I want to show you. For the Honeycomb Bravo, this set of ProDeskSim HondaJet throttle instrumentation. So we've got the two throttles. These strips right here are actually the detente, so you can click it into MCT, takeoff, back to idle, and the same thing goes for the flaps and the speed brakes. It's easy to set up. I really like it so far. It's a lot of fun to use, and it makes the experience a lot more real. So let's get into the game a little bit and show you where we're at. We're standing here in front of the HondaJet. I'm going to be flying an IFR flight plan from Tacoma Narrows, which is my home, and we're going to be oh, sorry, I'm having to switch a couple of things around. Sorry about that. Am I going to put me over here and that over there? Sure. Been a long time, hasn't it? Let's make sure our tablet's working okay. Yep, we're good. You can take a look here. We're going to fly from Tacoma Narrows, which is my home, down to Coos Bay down there in Oregon. We're going to try to attain 4,000 or 43,000 feet. It's a short hop for such a high climb, but this is a performer and it can do the job. We'll be using sayintentions.ai for our ATC, and I'll be filing on the on sim brief. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to pop open the door. We're going to head on inside the aircraft. Once we're in here, we have a couple of things to figure out before we file with SimBrief. The first thing we want to do is take a look real closely at the weight and balance, and I want to fly with a few passengers, so I'll go ahead and set myself as the pilot. I'll set a co-pilot there next to me, and I'm going to go ahead and put some folks in the seats. So as I do this and the passengers come online, you can see that the weight and CG graphs will change. So loading folks to the front is going to optimize our CG too far to the front. We can always load a little bit of extra cargo in the back, and of course we don't want to exceed the takeoff weights or structural weights. And we want to keep in mind how much fuel we want to take along for this trip. If I take a look at my tablet is presuming that it's going to be about 803 pounds based on the route that we've gone. We need to carry more than that, obviously, for reserve and safety reasons. But what we want to do is, I found that this works pretty well. Once you have your personnel and cargo loaded, you can take a look at your ZFW right here, 8360. And I'm just going to shoot over to SimBrief right now, and I can show you what I have sort of pre-plugged already. I've got my flight info here. Departing KTIW, arriving KOTH, and alternate's already been picked out. HondaJet is set here, flight rules IFR, and then what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're set to pounds and units and set the zero fuel weight right here to what you got off of the tablet. So we're checking our route, OLM to OTH, yep, that's correct, and I want to tell it explicitly 43,000 feet. Don't know if we'll get it, but we'll certainly try. And we'll leave passengers on auto. Using the zero fuel weight will help it calculate what's needed. So we'll click Generate Flight. Okay, initial altitude 43,000 feet, high-speed cruise, en route burn 734 pounds. It's suggesting block fuel of 1606 pounds, payload of 1045. Our takeoff weight's 9806. Our max takeoff weight is 10700. So we're looks like we're about 900 pounds under, which is great. And max landing weight, an estimated landing weight. We actually will be at our max landing weight even when we take off, so we're good for an emergency return if we need to. So I'll go ahead and pop back into the simulator real quick, and we'll take a look and we'll set our fuel to what was expected. It was saying, what was that? 1606 block fuel. I'm going to set it to 1650 pounds, and we're definitely looking good here under our mean takeoff weight, and we're just a little over our mean landing weight, so we're cool. All good there. Ground services, tell them to take the instrument covers, engine covers, and chocks off. Sweet. Let's put that away. And now it's just us in the airplane and our passengers. I suppose this is my co-pilot. It's really hard to tell. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop the yoke off so it's a little bit easier to see things going on. Let me go ahead and see, where is my other cameras? There's that guy right here. Sweet. Let's go ahead and master on. Alright, as everything comes online, I have sort of my own way of doing things. The first thing I do is I go down to this GTC joystick, I go all the way to the left. This highlights this pane right here. This is going to be my checklist pane. So let me zoom in and show you what we got. Alright, battery to on, it is. Let me just click that. Oxygen. Add supply, checked on. Pressurization set to normal, it is. Electrical on and normal, it is. ELT, normal, it is. Nose wheel steering, normal. Landing gear down, checking that on my physical controls, it is. Alternate gear release, handle stowed fully in, it is. Parking brake set. Gotta click this a couple of times. There we go. Don't know why I have so much trouble. Okay, set. Flaps up. So I'll be, let's see, checking this guy here. Okay, up, set. Thrust levers to cut off. Yep, they're all the way down. Speed brake if installed. Okay, extended. Now retracted. Good. Ice protection, normal. Fuel panel, trim. Windshield heat, normal, normal, normal. And then avionics initialization is the next piece, which I'll show you. Press enter on that. Go down here and we'll go to Utilities and choose Initialization. Let me go ahead and turn off that. There you go. System tests, pre-flight. While that's going, I'm going to go ahead and set to monitor. I'm going to go ahead and hit 2405, which is the weather here.
Dates. Advise on initial contact.
215. Okay, you're hearing probably two ATISes.
Information Quebec. 2053 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 35.
35. 02010. 10.
Sky clear.
Sky clear.
16.
3.
Altimeter 3000.
3000. Okay, good. And come to. Okay, all set there. Alright. System tests are done. Weight and fuel. I'll hit sync all from sim. We're good there. Speed bugs. Get from sim. Those are populated. All on for takeoff. You can see those strips have been placed there. And we'll accept the initialization. Done. Initialization is complete for the checklist. On to starting engines. Passenger briefing complete. Rudder pedals adjusted. Those feel pretty good. Seats and seatbelts click. Doors closed. Yep, verified. We're good. Parking brake set. It is. CAS messages reviewed. Yes, everything is shut down. We know that. Electrical volts 23 minimum. We're good. We've got 29. Engine start. So I'll go ahead and press the left start button. And we watch N1 spin up. Go ahead and turn the volume up a little bit for you there. Starting to come online. And we'll go ahead and advance throttle 1 forward. And start right. Right starting. And 1 spinning up. Go ahead and pour some fuel on it. Bring the throttle ahead from cutoff. Okay, good. And CAS messages are extinguished. Let's set those barrows to 3000, or yep, to 3000. We'll set the primary, and we'll set the secondary, and we'll set our co-pilots. Okay, barrows are set. We know we're taking off runway 35, so I'll set the heading bug to 350. All good there. Engines started, we're good. I'm going to go ahead and turn the anti-ices on. External power, disconnect, flight controls free and correct. Good. Go ahead and turn the cabin power on. Alrighty. We already got the weather, you heard that. What we want to do now is we want to call Tacoma ground and we want to ask them for our clearance. I'm going to do a couple things. Number one, I'm still got my sim brief open, so I'm going to go over there and I'm going to click pre-file on network. I'm going to file on sayintentions.ai. Cool. Flight plan has been set. Alright, back to the game. And we got our frequencies right here. We're going to use COM1 to talk, so it's 218 is Tacoma ground. And I'll go ahead and pre-plug 1185, which is Tacoma Tower, because we know we're going to need that next. And let's just check with say intentions, make sure they can hear us okay. Tacoma ground, good day. HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie on the ground, looking to pick up our IFR to Coos Bay.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Nice.
HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, Tacoma Narrows Airport ground, cleared to Southwest Oregon. Radar vectors Olympia, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 43010 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.1 squawk 5371. Expect runway 35.
Clear to Southwestern Oregon, radar vectors Olympia VOR, then as filed. Climb, maintain 4,000, expect flight level 430 in 10 minutes. Departures on 120.1, squawk 5371, expect runway 35, HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, read back correct.
Cool. And it was information Quebec when we're ready to taxi. Okay, so we're going to go through this in reverse order. I always start with the squawk code 5371. Okay, enter, and we're squawking. Then we want to go ahead and put 201 on our scratch pad. Boom, entered like that. Next we're going to set our altitude. I always click it once to set it to 10,000 and then pull it down because it always resets to 10,000 after about 2 seconds. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Altitude set 4,000. We're already set to 350, heading for runway 35. Now let's go ahead and load our flight plan. I got this in sim brief, so it should flow through. I'm going to go ahead and click the stick over twice to get to my map. It always wants to go back to initialization. I don't know why. I'll click on Sim Brief, refreshing front plan, KTWOTH. Cool. Request import set KTWOLMOTH. That is correct. And we were not told the Narrows 1 departure, so we can just go for radar vectors OLM. Okay, flight plan is loaded. Let's go ahead and go through our checklist. We'll click it over here again. Wing anti-ice is on, transponder code is set, flight ID is confirmed, flight plan is entered, navigation source magenta needles, altimeters, yep, set to 3,000, flaps, okay, set for takeoff. We'll go ahead and click it one down. Cool. Let me go ahead and turn that tablet off so you can see more. Okay, good. Flap set for takeoff. Speed brake checked and then retracted. Okay, so we'll check it by pulling it down, and it shows speed brake extended. Now we're going to put it back up, speed brake retracted. Cabin size is required, parking brake release. Awesome. Alright. Doing good here. I've got the parking brake off. Go ahead and give it just a little bit of gas. And get it moving. And I'll call for taxi here in just a second. Once we get up to the line, you can see the red line right there. The non-movement area. At Tacoma Narrows, it's really not until you get up to those dash lines you have to do anything, but I want to obey what I see here. Tacoma ground, HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, tower parking with Quebec, ready for taxi.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, runway 35, taxi via Bravo 3 Alpha, Alpha 4.
103. Runway 35, taxi via Bravo 3, Alpha Alpha 4, 6 Tango Charlie. Alrighty. Bravo 3, right over here. Alright, while we're going here, I'm going to go ahead and hit my toga mode on my throttles. Keep our checklist rolling here. Taxi, we have a brake check, nose wheel steering check. Nose wheel steering checks out fine. Check the brakes. Good, brakes are good, plenty of pressure and good operation. Checking flight instruments, so we're going to make sure that the HSI here on the PFD is moving as we turn. The turn indicators in the direction of the turn, the ball is slipping opposite. IFR cockpit check complete.
Runway 1735.
I don't think we've entered the runway there for flight. You can take a little bit of a chill pill. Alright, taxi checks are complete. Alright, before takeoff, flaps set for takeoff. Rechecking, yes they are. Speed trim set for takeoff. Yep, pitch is in the green. Speed brake retracted. It is. Cast messages are extinguished. Navigation set for magenta needles, and we have 350 on the heading, 4,000 our initial climb. Takeoff and landing data confirmed. Takeoff briefing. Radar and ice protection is required. Good. There's that little bump that's always right there. Let me tell you. All right. And they'll tell us to contact tower here in just a second. Set that to Southwestern Regional, KOTH.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, contact tower on 118.5. Have a good afternoon.
All right, over to tower, 118.5, 6 Tango Charlie.
Entered runway 35. 4,200 feet remaining.
All right, I've already got that plugged, so I'll go ahead and switch to tower now. And I'll take that opportunity also to put 201 and 201, and we'll set that in COM 1 because we know that's going to be our next frequency. Try not to run off the runway there. And we're going to go through our after takeoff checks. Once we rotate, we're going to pitch up for 10. That's going to be your mustaches there. We'll bring up the landing gear. We'll make sure the yaw damper's on. Flaps will be up at 130 knots. Thrust levers to MCT. And we'll climb out.
Approaching runway 35.
Tacoma Tower, HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, holding short 35. We're ready to go. Zoom the map out a little bit.
926 Tango Charlie, Tacoma Narrows Airport Tower, runway 35, wind 02010, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, clear for takeoff, 356 Tango Charlie. Sweet, let's go.
Approaching runway 35.
Okay, clear.
Entered runway 35.
Clear left,
5,000
clear
feet
right.
remaining.
Looks good. All right, so we're going to bring our throttles forward all the way through MCT to the takeoff position. Here we go. And MCT and takeoff.
35 remaining. 4,900 feet.
Okay, good. Speed is alive. There's our rotate. And we're up. Give those brakes a tap. Gear up. And we're above 130 knots. Flaps up. And we're pitching way more than 10. Let's go ahead and bring that down. Yaw damper verified engaged. We'll bring the throttles back to MCT. We'll check that détente. Good. Showing MCT right there. We're flying runway heading. We're waiting for that.
Tango Charlie, contact departure.
There's that call. Over to departure, 6 Tango Charlie. Gotta trim a little bit, keep this thing from flying away with me. Seattle departure, good day, HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, 1,500 feet, climbing 4,000. Trying to keep that runway heading.
HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, Seattle departure, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Climb and maintain flight level 300, 6 Tango Charlie. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and dial this all the way up to 30,000 feet. It takes a lot of drags to do this. There we go. There we go. Set. I'll go ahead and activate FLC mode and heading mode. That'll take us off takeoff mode. And we're aiming for 210 knot climb out. So keep that right there on the mustache. I'll activate AP. Autopilot is on. Alright, let's run our after takeoff checks. Landing gear is up. Confirmed. Oops, my bad. Over there. Landing gear up. Confirmed. Yaw damper confirmed on. Flaps are up. Thrust levers are at MCT. Flight guidance is required. Ice protection and cabin signs is required. Okay. That's the outer marker for Sen. Now, we got to go south. Right now we're going north. Have they forgotten about us? I don't know. Seattle departure, HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, request direct OLM.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, direct OLM approved, proceed direct OLM.
Sweet. OLM approved, proceed direct OLM, 6 Tango Charlie. There you go. So I'm going to use heading mode just to turn us around here, and then I'll hit direct OLM as we come around. There you go. Keep that heading mode going. Now I'll go ahead and fire direct to, make sure OLM there, activate OLM is set. I'll go ahead and hit nav mode, and nav will continue the turn. There's Tacoma. Long gone. I'll turn this down a little bit. There we go. So you're not hearing as much of that engine noise. And with everything set, I think we're good for a little while. I'll turn that off. That camera off. We can bring our tablet up. You can kind of see where we're at, where we're going, what we're doing here. Ground speed 233 knots. No trouble, huh? Okay. And climb. Pressurization checked. Let's see. Yep, cabin altitude is going up, so pressurization is checked. And then altimeters at the transition altitude will set to standard, which is at 18,000. Not much to do, but just sit back and enjoy for the moment. Everybody seems to be having an okay time. How are you? I'll go ahead and hit the half bank mode. It's a little bit more pleasant for the passengers. And continuing that climb now through 13,000, climbing flight level 300. And our final altitude will be 430. As we come up and depart, they'll probably turn us over to center, maybe past Olympia. Well, let's get a look outside. We'll use our good friend Chase plane from Microsoft 2024.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Up to 340, okay. Up to flight level 340, 6 Tango Charlie. There you go. Set to 340, and we're just getting close to transition altitude. I'll go ahead and punch these so they go to standard baro, mine, and the co-pilots. And we'll leave 3000 on the baro here, just as a scratch pad. And with that, that's climb checks complete. Sweet. Well, since we don't really need a whole lot of checklisting up here, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and set this to weather radar, and I'll go ahead and turn the weather radar on. And we'll zoom it out to, let's see, we'll try 80 miles, 120 miles, clear as a bell, no precipitation at all, which doesn't surprise me. It's high pressure all the way up and down the coast this week, and it's been lovely. Alright, through 19,000, excuse me, flight level 193, climbing flight level 340. Let's do a little more of that external view. There's Mount Rainier right there. My favorite, flyby. There's Tacoma Airport right there. There's Tacoma Narrows Bridge. How many mountains can you see today? Got Mount Baker,
Climb and maintain flight level 390.
Rainier, Helens, Adams, I think. And we were just given an order to climb and maintain 390. Up to 390, 6 Tango Charlie. Okay, set. Turn that volume back up for you. Doesn't sound like our engines have quit on us.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, contact Seattle Center on 128.3.
All right. 283. Over to center, 128.3, 6 Tango Charlie. Seattle Center, good afternoon. HondaJet 906 Tango Charlie, flight level 244, climbing flight level 390.
HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, Seattle Center, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. All right. Making our way here to Olympia now. You can see that on the map. And we'll take that turn here, just a slight left as we cross over Olympia on our way to the Southwestern Oregon VOR. North Bend. And they call it Southwestern Oregon, so I guess that's what we'll call it.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, climb and maintain flight level 430.
Up to flight level 430, 6 Tango Charlie. That's it. That's the clearance for our final climb altitude, 430. Well, with the altimeters already transitioned, throttles and MCT, and climbing out at the FMS's recommended 210 knots, and then once we get above, I think, 310, I think it transitions to a Mach number. There's really nothing else that we need to do. We're just giving the passengers a show, all the beauty of the Pacific Northwest you can see out there. I think you can pretty much see all the way to the Pacific Ocean over there. It's a little hazy today, but it's not too bad. Got that beautiful high pressure. Let's take a look at our configuration and see how we're looking here. And we'll go ahead and check that. I'll go ahead and go to my aircraft systems and fuel check. Okay, we burned 400 and 1,260 pounds. Yep, that's set. And we are under our landing weight. If we had to land now, we'd be all right. 1,250 pounds left, and we have 41 minutes to go. We're burning 1,400 an hour, so we wouldn't be able to continue at climb performance, but once we get to cruise and moving a little bit faster, our ETA will go down, our ETE will go down, and we'll be burning less fuel at a higher altitude. We still have a little under 13,000 feet left to climb. Alright, and just looking at our nav log that I had set up here, we were expecting when we're 200 from OTH to have about 1,245 pounds remaining. We've got about 1,210 remaining, and we are just about 200 miles from OTH right now, so we're a little shy. We're about 2% under our intended fuel at this point, but that's alright. We have 159 pounds of extra fuel, so given that we're about 20 pounds light, we're only cutting in 20 pounds into our 159 pounds of extra fuel beyond our reserve, so looking good so far. Hopefully we can pick up a little bit of speed here. Well, no, because we got a 21 knot headwind. Wah! What a bummer. Fuel management is the name of the game. This plane, it goes fast and it'll get you there, but it doesn't have what I'd call an exceptional range to it. So you're making shorter hops with this plane, but you sure am stylish getting there, let me tell you what. Do some more of that cinematic stuff. Ground speed up to 305 knots now. Showing 39 minutes ETE to the destination. We're up through the altitudes where we're creating contrails, so let's that's fun. Let's do a quick flyby while we're still creating contrails. Whee! Smoking. Alright, there's Mount St. Helens there, just off our left, and then further off to the left is Mount Adams, I believe. We're just cruising here. Pop open the VFR sectional, and you can see right coming up here in about 3 minutes we'll be passing over the Columbia River, and that's the border between Washington State and Oregon State. And we're just busy climbing for our final cruise altitude 430. We're currently at flight level 365. Nope, turn that up so you can hear a little bit of the engines. There you go. $6,000 feet to go. Yeah, monitoring that cabin pressure. Cabin altitude is 6770, so a little over a mile high. So too much breathing at this altitude, you can get a little exhausted. It's hard for passengers and pilots flying at a cabin altitude that's higher than a mile like this. Kind of like jogging in Denver, but it's incredible that we're up at 38,000 feet, and we're only experiencing a cabin altitude of under 7,000. Our LFE set to 17. Let's go ahead and just take a second to make sure that looks right. I'm checking my tablet. Elevation 17 at North Bend, so that's good.
Charlie, I'll have you descending in about 10 minutes. Just say the word if you'd like to start down earlier.
Ooh, 10 minutes to descent. Nice. I am digging it. Well, while we're thinking about it, then why don't we grab some information about where we're going? Southwest Oregon Regionals, weather at Southwest Oregon, or we can call it North Bend if you like. The METARs are 250 at 7 knots, 10 statute miles and clear. Altimeter 29 or 9 or 5. I'll go ahead and set that into my scratch pad real quick, just in case we don't get it anywhere else. And the runway configurations, it's a straight shot for 23. That's freaking awesome. Best wind, so only a 1 knot crosswind component, 7 knots straight on down the pipe. Let's see what kind of, there's no arrival procedures, and all the instruments are for runway 5 except for VOR Bravo, which is not really set for 2-3 anyway. I mean, I guess it kind of is. It comes in on a 257, but it's going to put you 27 degrees offset from the field. So I don't know about you, but I'm thinking maybe more a visual approach might be the way to go here, given how nice the weather is. How do you feel about that? Pretty good? Okay, pretty good. Now you can see, now we're climbing at Mach 570, and we're only climbing at 750 feet a minute. This is our responsible climb speed here, and it's still going to take us, 4 minutes to get up to not going to be 5 minutes, but it's going to be 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and our top of descent is in 7 minutes, so we're going to be up at 43,000 feet for 3 minutes before we have to come back down. But darn it, we had a good time while we were up here, so. Oh, man. Take a look at our tablet here. Our top of climb, when we hit that, we're expected to be at 1030 fuel remaining. And you can see between top of climb and top of descent there, which is supposed to be is after 100 miles from OTH, is expected to be about 9 minutes. 9 or 10 minutes at altitude, so that's a little bit different than what we're reading from ATC. But top of climb is pretty much a physically dictated constraint, and it's saying we're going to have about 1030 of fuel left when we get up there. Right now we have 1080, and we need to climb another 23,000, which looks like we're going to get in about 3 minutes, and that looks good. So as far as fuel goes, we're looking really, really solid. No problems here. Now descent's fun because that's going to be actually some of the fastest flying that we're going to do. We'll set the throttles for a nice fast speed, and we'll keep those throttles in a position to help us get down while also making a good amount of forward headway. Now as we go further and further down, we're going to get more and more air resistance. We're going to slow down, because we can't exceed a certain indicated airspeed, and as the air grows denser, there's more of it we have to plow through. And it'll get harder and harder, and we'll go slower and slower, but hopefully we can make a good amount of headway up in this higher air on our way down and keep a good ground speed. Right now, ground speed 313 knots. I expect that to increase as we start our descent, and we'll be flying the fastest that we will get to fly as we come on down. We've got a 13-knot headwind and a 13-knot right-to-left crosswind component, so the headwind's not killing us here. We're doing 161 indicated and doing ground speed of 314, which is just fine. Okay, 13,000 feet to go. That's 2 minutes from now, and I expect that's pretty much right when we're going to be coming down. Top of descent 3 minutes from now, top of descent 2 minutes from now. We've timed it perfectly. We get like less than 1 minute at our final altitude here. We're 41,900, climbing to 43,000 feet. Pretty close to our service ceiling, if not the service ceiling of this aircraft. I need to remember what it actually is. I don't know. You'd think that I would. 1,000 feet to go. Let's get some beauty shots while we're up here. Oh yeah, no problem seeing the Pacific Ocean now. There's the mouth of the Columbia River there, town of Astoria. Cool stuff. We're between Astoria and Tillamook right now. Mountains in the background, Columbia River winding its way down south. City of Portland is just off our left here. That's going to be Portland as it takes a turn right here. Portland Airport's down there.
Charlie, when you're ready to begin your descent, descend and maintain flight level 270.
Oh, I guess it's time to come down. Descend, pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 270, 6 Tango Charlie. There you go. All right. We'll go ahead and set our altitude for... oh, actually, I'm not going to do that yet because we haven't even attained the final altitude. It's my discretion until I'm told otherwise, so I'm just going to get us all the way to 430, and then I'll start the descent down. I just want to be able to touch 430. It's certainly taking its sweet time. Ground speed 317, that's about to go up. And now we're set to ALTS mode at 43,000 feet. Watch that nose come down. And now I'll go ahead and set the altitude selector for 27,000 feet, flight level 270. All right, vertical speed mode, and set this to minus 2,000 feet per minute. And as we come on down, we're going to let that speed increase. And we're looking for Mach 0.7. We want to not exceed Mach 0.7. Ground speed is, we're going for a ride, 345 and climbing. 0.63 and rising, because we still have throttles pegged at MCT, but as we come down, we're going to actually, and 1030 was our top of climb, and that's right on the money in terms of fuel, so we're rocking it, doing a great job. Okay, 0.662 and rising. You can see our little bug is coming right up, so I'll go ahead and start bringing us out of MCT. Bring the throttles back. There you go. You can see. Bring the throttles back. And usually it's about 50% is pretty good. Looks like I'm going to have to give it a little bit more gas. Let's try 53%, see how that is. Probably give it a little bit more. Try 55. Good. Okay, back. Checklists. We did cruise. Now descent. Okay, landing field elevation verify. We did at 17. We're all good there. Engine anti-ice is required. Our anti-ice is still on, so we're good. And altimeter's transition altitude when we come through 18,000. That's not required yet. Alright, I think I can give it a little bit more gas. Let's go up.
Destination AWAS is 135.075.
Jesus, you scared me. 135075.
Emitter 29905. Density altitude 700 feet. Southwest Washington Regional Airport. Automated weather observation. 2056 Zulu. Wind variable at 4. Visibility 10. Sky clear. Temperature 2.4. Altimeter 29905. Density altitude 700 feet. Southwest Washington Regional Airport. Automated.
Thank you, that'll do. Okie dokie. 29905, we know that. More power. Bring it up to about 65.
Sun Country 3061, radar contact. Alaska 601, descend and maintain flight level 230. Cleared for the Hawk 8 arrival into Seattle.
Down to flight level 230. Cleared for the Hawk 8 arrival into Seattle, Alaska 601. Center, Alaska 601, flight level 230.
I like the chatter, it's cool. Okay, now our Mach level's starting to crawl up a little bit. Ground speed 357 knots, 21 minutes to our destination. And make sure our half bank mode is off as we come on down. Go ahead and reset that heading bug. And out of flight level 350, continuing on our way down. I think I can give it a little bit more gas. Try 70%. Mach 6.8. Let's give it 75. Ground speed 360 knots. Nice. 365 knots, ground speed, good descent. I expect we're going to get on with either a different center or a different approach. Probably 1258 it'd be my guess. Let me just dial that now. There we go. Yeah, this is good. We're getting close to riding the edge of that Mach number. Awesome. Good power setting, good descent. Nice and stable on our way down. 374 knots. 26 knot headwind. We're still pushing against it. "17 minutes to destination, 17. Alright, 3,000 feet from our target altitude. Hoping we can get cleared a little bit lower here in a minute. Out of 300. Descending 270. We're 100 from OTH. We're expected to have 958.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, contact Seattle Center on 121.35.
All right. Over to 121.35, 6 Tango Charlie. Seattle Center, good day, HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, out of 280, descending 270. Okay, we're getting close to the barber pole here, so let's bring that power back. We'll bring it back to 65.
6 Tango Charlie, Seattle Center, good afternoon.
You gonna give me lower or what? Okay, we'll try to keep it around 70%.
Alaska 251, contact Oakland Center on 132.2.
Anyway, we're right on the money with the fuel still. I need to get down lower though. Okay, so power up. Click into MCT, ride that barber pole.
Seattle Center, Horizon Air 2052, flight level 280.
Still holding good ground speed, 373, right on the edge of the barber pole.
Horizon Air 2052, radar contact. United 776, contact Oakland Center on 127.95.
Okay, bring it back to 85%. Just staying out of the danger zone here.
United 776. Alaska 251, contact Oakland Center on 132.2.
132.2 for Alaska 251, good day.
And we're looking for the visual 2-3. That should be good for us. 2-3 is almost 6,000 feet. There we go.
Maintain 17,000 feet. Altimeter 299.5.
Down to 17,000, 6 Tango Charlie. Beautiful. All right, there we go. VS minus 2,000. And as we come down, let's go ahead and bring that power back down. 75. Down we go.
Air Canada 566, contact Oakland Center on 132.2.
Okay, we'll try 73. Watch that barber pole.
Center on 132.2, E Air Canada 566.
Alaska 251, contact Vancouver Center on 133.7.
Set to 71%.
133.7 for Alaska 251, good day.
Riding that barber pole all the way down. 373 knots, keeping a good ground speed. Got the coast in sight. Down to 70%. 13 minutes. Trying to sync these throttles up a little bit. They're not quite on. And out of 240, continuing descent. Keep it on that barber pole. 363 knots, losing speed. Nothing to be done about it. We're just getting into thicker air. Okay, bring that power back. 68%. Stay on the pole. Okay, out of 230, continuing descent. 170. Feeling good. Limit still 270. Coming down. Out of 220. And as we come through 180, as we come out of 18,000, that'll be our transition altitude. We'll set our barrows to 2995. Power setting is good. At 2,000. Okay, bring that power down now. We're going to go ahead and set it to 65. Staying out of the barber pole zone. Okay. Out of flight level 196. Continuing descent. Coast coming up. Okay, 1,000 feet to our transition altitude. A little more power.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, contact Seattle approach on 127.55.
Over to approach 12755. All right, there's our indicator for coming through. Transition altitude. Seattle approach, HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, leveling off at 17,000 feet. We got the weather and NOTAMs at North Bend, looking for the visual runway runway 23, 6 Tango Charlie. All right.
HondaJet 926 Tango, Charlie, Seattle approach. Good afternoon, Southwest
Whoa.
Oregon, altimeter 29905. Expect the VOR Bravo, runway 31.
VOR Bravo approach. Roger, we'll expect that, 6 Tango Charlie. Freaky. All right, approach. Let's go ahead and plug it in here first. VOR Bravo, vectors to final. Do a circling approach. Boom, we're set there. And let's go ahead and plug it in here. Proc. Approach. Approach. VOR Bravo. I'll say vectors. Minimums for circling are looks like 1103. We're category Bravo. 820. Enter. Load. Okay. Okay, we're loaded. Get that power up to about 80%.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, I'm extending your downwind to get you down a bit. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Turn left heading 170 vectors for the VOR, runway 31 approach. Altimeter 2995.
Okay, we'll hit heading mode. VS minus 2,000. Power down to 70%. Set and maintain 5,000. Left turn heading 170 vectors for the VOR, runway 31 approach into North Bend 6 Tango Charlie. Oop, let's bring that speed back. Bring it back to 55. Alright, let's make sure that we are all set here on audio and radios. Nav 1 needs to be set 11385 OTH. Yep, it's set. And we're expecting vectors, so I'll go ahead and click active nav. There we go, VRR1. Course knob 257. Unless they want me to fly the arc, I'd prefer a straight in if they can give it to me. I'm going to go ahead and keep below 250 knots because we're coming down through 10,000 anyway. So you'll see that the FMS will change its tune here as we get down to about 11,000. It'll prep for coming down below 10,000 feet. Alright, we're receiving OTH VOR okay. Alright, let's go ahead and finish up that checklist. Okay, approach checklist. Seats and signs adjusted and secured. Yeah, passengers briefed as far as you know. Sure. Avionics set. Yep, we're all good for the VOR. Landing data set confirmed. Let's go ahead and just check here. Alright, good. I landed about 817. Huh. That's kind of wild. Well, we're going to land light anyway. Alright, cast messages extinguished, approach briefing complete, and flaps takeoff and approach. Well, let's take a look at this real quick, and you can see. So this is an arc for the VOR Bravo approach. My expectation, though, is that they're probably going to, they're vectoring us over here, and they're probably not going to have us join the arc. They're probably just going to vector us like this to join the final approach course 257. And I've got 257 already plugged. Let's see what happens if we have to go missed on this. Climb to 2300, then a climbing right turn to 3600 direct. So we're going to loop back to the OTH, and we're going to hold... oh, what's that inbound? 077, I guess. Alright. Bring that power back now as we're coming through 10,000. We want to be down to 250 knots, so I'll go ahead and bring power down to about 40%. Getting breezy out here on the coast. Okay, and bringing power down to 37%. Yeah, I suspect they're probably just going to turn us on a final approach course. And what they're going to do there, right, is we're going to be 257. And I want to show this to you because the 257, right, we're actually trying to we're trying to do runway 31. So my guess is that they're going to want to set us up for a pattern. So we're going to go like that. You know, I say good luck to you, mister, but with your cockroaches. And CTAF is 118.45. Cool. We're set. And we're about 20 miles off the course line. Coming down to 5,000. Okay, a little more power. $1,000 feet to go.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, proceed direct new rye, descend and maintain 2300 feet until established, cleared for the VOR, runway 31 approach.
Okay. Clear direct new ride, descend and maintain 2,300 feet until established, cleared the VOR runway 31 approach, 6 Tango Charlie. Okay, we're going direct new rye. Descending to 300. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the map a little bit. There's not going to be a whole lot of time. So once we're within 10 nautical miles here, once these touch, I'll go ahead and get our approach set up. That's drag devices out, flaps, gear, all that. But I'm just speeding toward the end here as much as I can. Let's go ahead and get our perfs together. So perf, speed bugs, landing, get from sim, calculated. Speed bugs for landing are on. VAP is 113 and VREF is 108. Okay, 500 feet to go. Wow, that's a major terrain warning we're getting here. There we go. And we're at 10 nautical miles, so instead of going power up, we'll go ahead and keep it that about 30% power. Let the speed come down. Let ourselves decelerate. As the speed comes down, we'll get within range to extend our flaps. Our flap speeds are 190 for the gear, 150 for flaps 1. Okay, speed's coming down. Max flaps takeoff and approach is 200. Let's go ahead and go gear. And flaps to first détente. And go ahead and give it some power.
2,000.
See how we do at about 50% power. I want to run this at about 150 knots. Try 47%. I'll go ahead and click heading bug now.
1,000.
We'll switch to heading mode because we're going to have to intercept the course line here in a minute anyway. Actually, no. Looks like New Rye will take us all the way through, so I'll go ahead and keep it on nav mode, active FMS. They've cleared us way low. Okay, 70% power. Try to stay at about 150 knots. New rye 1 minute 15 seconds. I'll set my heading bug for 310, which is the runway heading.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, contact Southwest Oregon Tower on 118.45 at Newry.
Contact Southwest Oregon Tower on 118.45 at Newry, 6 Tango Charlie. Okay, we'll slow it back down to about 60%. Making that turn. At Newry, I can come down to 1800. Oh my God.
2000.
All right, we'll switch over. Southwest Oregon Tower, HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, inbound Newry on the VOR Bravo runway 31. Full stop.
HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie, Southwest Oregon Regional Airport Tower. Runways 31 and 23 are active. Expect VOR runway 31 approach. Report full stop. Frequency change approved. Good day. Piper 8 Victor Tango.
Request landing runway 31, 6 Tango Charlie. I don't know what he actually wants me to do.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, winds 250 at 7, runway 31, cleared to land.
Runway 31, clear to land, 6 Tango Charlie. I'm going to go ahead and take it, I'm going to take it into the downwind here. And get down to 1500. Okay, there we go. And 1500 coming down.
Approaching runway 13. Caution, caution.
Find that very strange. Whatever. Okay, and turning base to final. Flaps full. I think this one's a little tricky.
1000.
It wasn't perfect, but we're on glide path anyway. Okay, on 3-1.
1 mile final runway 31. Minimums.
Landing gear down, speed brake retracted,
500.
it is. Flaps, landing, airspeed
500.
VREF,
Approaching runway 31.
disengaging yaw damper. Oof.
400.
That is a lot of mechanical turbulence. That is ugly.
300. 300. 200.
I'm having to wrestle this thing pretty hard.
100.
Throttles idle. Speed brakes retract or extend.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie, welcome to Southwest Oregon. Contact ground on 127.1.
Over to ground, 127.1, 6 Tango Charlie. Oof. Okay, retract the speed brakes. And we'll switch.
Approaching runway 13.
Southwest Oregon ground, HondaJet 926 Tango Charlie is off runway 31 at Bravo. Request taxi to parking. Okay, flaps up.
HondaJet 6 Tango Charlie.
Any ice off?
GA parking stand GA via Alpha Bravo. Good day.
Taxi GA stand via Alpha Bravo, 6 Tango Charlie. Good day. Turn that cabin power off. Okay, the oxygen's already pulled. We're good there.
Approaching runway 13.
I don't think we are. Sweet. All right, let's kill these engines. Chocks. Main door. And get out of my airplane. How do we do? 670 pounds left. What was I expecting to land with? 817. So I actually dug into almost exactly all of my extra fuel. 160 was, yeah, 830. Yeah, almost exactly all my extra fuel. Wow. Alright, that's the end of that. Let's get everybody unloaded and out of here. Co-pilot, bye-bye. Passenger, bye-bye. Passengers, goodbye. Cargo, goodbye. Ground services, alright, all set. Systems off. Southwest Regional. It's a hell of a town. Alright, hope you had a good time. Thanks for coming along with me today. I appreciate having you here and flying the HondaJet in 2024 with the new controls. They're a lot of fun and I love this jet, so